Got what you're gonna say all together?
Yeah.
All your notes down, all that. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, good. It's gonna be a good review. All right, are you okay? I told you not to eat all those chips. Oh gosh, I think.
Oh my God, what's going on?
I think Ethan's dead.
I have the Lazarus soon. We can bring him back.
Wait. Okay, wait. But if he's dead, we get his cut of the YouTube money, right?
Hold up. I think you're right.
Want to get some hot dogs?
Yeah, buddy. Come on, let's go. Hey, Ethan, can you clean up the vomit from the floor?
Hey everybody, I'm Ethan.
And I'm John.
And we're here to bring you a review for the new 2015 horror movie, The Lazarus Effect.
So this movie basically is this. We have Olivia Wilde, who plays a part of a group of scientists, and they're trying to find a way to bring people back from the dead.
Yeah.
And they found it's successful, but then she dies in an accident, and they have to use it to bring her back to life. And then some very weird things start happening.
Some very paranormal-esque things starts to happen.
So what were your expectations going into this?
Well, going into this, I really didn't expect a lot. My expectations were very low. I expected another generic, you know, made with like $1 million.
Yeah.
On a budget, shoestring budget, and just nothing good to come out of it. What do you think?
Yeah, I was optimistic, but I mostly expected it to be just one of the generic horror movies that overuses jump scares and doesn't really have anything special about it.
Although I did like the cast who was in the movie.
Yeah.
Olivia Wilde, Donald Glover, Evan Peters,
Tate from American Horror Story.
I cannot remember one of the other cast members' names, but
it had a pretty solid cast and good acting, I think.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned before, that I think this movie surpassed expectations a little bit. Okay. I mean,
I think it did as well. It surpassed my expectations just a smidge. Just a smidge.
I think I liked it a little more than you, but I mean, most horror movies these days will have overuse of jump scares, have overly shaky cam, overly stupid characters.
Yeah, they'll just start raining all the classic horror movie tropes all over you.
And this had some of those, but it didn't really abuse them.
No, it didn't, but they were there. Don't get us wrong. They were there, and they were very cheap, but they did it in such a way that you don't mind
that it was excusable.
Yeah.
And I thought this, because, you know, most horror movies these days will just go for the jump scare. Right. But this movie did actually sincerely try to create some creepy atmosphere.
Absolutely. It takes place in a lab, and just that gives a lot of opportunities to make it creepy, like a lot of medical experiments gone wrong. Just a lot of opportunities to make that creepy and give it a weird atmosphere.
And it, for the most part, was pretty successful and effective. Most of the scenes that weren't just jump scares were actually, you felt eerie and you felt tense.
Yeah, it really did a good job of putting you in that mood of what it wanted you to.
Yeah, you mentioned with the lab earlier to me after we saw it that it reminded you of The Thing.
It did, yeah. It got, I don't know why. I haven't seen The Thing in the longest time, so I may be wrong, but it gave me a really The Thing vibe. Maybe it's just because I haven't seen a weird medical horror movie in a while, but it just gave me that feeling.
The Thing is much better, though.
Oh, without a doubt. Have you seen Kurt Russell?
Oof. Now, the scares in this movie are effective for the most part, and there's only really one big con. But it's a huge con for me.
I mean, it's one of those detrimental cons you can have in a movie, period, let alone a horror movie.
And I think that's the writing is really pretty bad throughout the whole thing.
Pretty awful. It's sloppy. It's just all over the place. It's the worst part of the movie.
There's a lot of things that are left unexplained, like a lot of plot arcs that are opened up and then never closed, that just leave you going like, wait, what was that?
Yeah. It's just, on top of the sloppy writing, they try to introduce a lot of concepts that need a lot of explanation.
Yeah.
And that, again, they'll never explain it to you.
Yeah. And there's a lot of logical inconsistencies in this movie, like things you know couldn't happen or wouldn't happen. That just kind of, I mean, it gets to a point where it's past suspension of disbelief. Like, it just takes you out of it a lot of the time.
Yeah, it just gets you out of the mood. The mood that they very successfully put you in with their creepy atmosphere, it just rips you right out with their logical inconsistencies.
Yeah. And one of the things I really didn't like about this movie was, because, you know, this movie's about bringing people back from the dead. And, of course, there's a lot of, you know, implications with that. And it tries to make statements and talk about what happens after you die and religion and stuff. And it just fails.
Yeah, it tries... it's just a very pretentious movie where it's trying to be much deeper than it is.
It doesn't succeed at all in being deep, to be honest.
No, it doesn't. It's just, it's trying to give you the idea of, oh, maybe religion does have a part to do with it.
Or maybe it doesn't, and you just don't care.
On top of the sloppy writing, you know, it just doesn't work. Things don't work out.
It just seems pointless.
Yeah.
So, Ethan, overall, The Lazarus Effect, all things considered, what are you going to give it out of 5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, John, The Lazarus Effect had terrible writing. It had just some of the worst writing I've seen in a while, but it put me in a mood. It put me in a great atmosphere.
Definitely.
very decent cast, very capable cast, very successful cast. I thought they did a great job. And I overall kind of like Lazarus Effect, but the writing just really brings it down, so I'm going to give it a 2.9 out of 5.
I'm pretty close to you there. I liked it a little more than you. It had a really successful, creepy atmosphere. Because, you know, most movies will go for just a cheap jump scare, but you can tell the director really wanted this movie to be sincerely scary.
He did, yeah. And
it worked a lot of the time, but the writing bogged it down a lot. A lot of the very cliche horror movie writing flaws. So I'm going to give Lazarus Effect overall 3.1 out of 5 stars. I think that if you're a very nitpicky horror movie fan, you won't like this one so much. But if you just want to have a good time and see some cool scenes, this might be worth checking out for you.
Yeah, it might be good to just go on a weekend. Who cares?
Yeah, although you should see Focus this weekend.
Hey.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
That was good.
Alright, so have you seen The Lazarus Effect? What'd you think? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to subscribe to our Twitter at twitter.com/StubMasters. We update that constantly with what's happening with us and with the movie industry in general.
Yeah.
And you can get our merchandise at cafepress.com/StubMasters.
If you want to look like this.
You can look as good as this guy. Alright, so from Stub Masters Reviews, I'm John.
I'm Ethan.
Have a great day.